I mean, did you see Gavin Newsom recently and the Democrats in California have decided to put together this $50 million slush fund in which $25 million of it is going to be spent specifically to fight any deportation efforts?
Yeah, it's to protect illegal immigrants.
Right. They have definitely decided.
Out by Tom Homan.
Yeah, they have definitely decided we are going to side with the 10 million plus illegals, of which not only do we have illegal immigrants convicted of sex crimes, illegal pedophiles, I think there's 660,000 illegal immigrants that have criminal records that have come in the last 4 years. And Democrats are siding with them over the American people. You have to question where their loyalties lie, and I don't think it's with the American people.
I think that's exactly right. You had Tom Homan very clearly saying that the way he was going to begin conducting deportations was to go to the jails and say, okay, if you have somebody who's been arrested for crimes, those are the people we're going to deport. But the Democrats really have said repeatedly that they're not in favor of any deportations. You even had Mayorkas saying that very clearly throughout all 4 years.
But why?
Because they say
they're demons.
Well, they hate America.
They're demons. They hate America. But they also have these logical reasons, which they say is that it would be too expensive to round people up and deport them. They're opposed to this whole family separation thing, which, as we know, Tom Homan had quite the answer for, which was
keep them all together.
Deport them all.
Deport them together. No, it's just, if you think about, well, first of all, it's because they hate America. They hate our way of life. If you think about it, what they are doing in destroying our border and our southern border and immigration system, if you can even call it an immigration system, because it's such a mess. They don't want to have border security. They don't want to have sovereignty. They want to attack the very idea of what it means to be a citizen, because they hate the American way of life. I mean, we're a very unique people with a very unique constitution. We have very unique traditions, and the un-American left deeply hates and despises what most of the American people have believed in and stood for generations.
I really think that point can't be, driven home hard enough, and I think that more people need to articulate that. The left just ideologically does not like America. They don't like representative government. They want direct democracy. They don't like the limitations on the government that the Constitution places. Yes. They want a government that can do whatever they want because they believe that the government can, if you just give the government power, the government can do whatever. They believe that the government could make the moon into green cheese if you just give them the power.
But they don't think that the government can conduct deportations.
No, they do, but they won't admit that.
Well, you had Mayorkas. He said, "What exactly does it mean to remove an individual? What resources? What process? What will the funding be? What if they claim that they're afraid under current laws? What process will they be given? What judge grants their claim?
It's
all of this stuff.
It's all about. Yeah. It's all. None of it is real. That is all just about power. They don't want the conservatives to do that, so they will come up with whatever excuse they possibly can to dissuade conservatives, to try to convince people that they can't do it. It has nothing to do with what they actually believe, because they don't actually believe any of that.
And it can be done. If there's a will, there's a way.
Of course.
And I think that Donald Trump is going to unleash Tom Homan and Stephen Miller to actually go after and begin doing this. And the initial starting point are the illegals with criminal records. That's the starting point. And then he just keeps on going and doesn't stop until he's got at least the 10 or 12 million, whatever it is, that came in under Biden. Because not only are they doing this because they hate our way of life, our Constitution, our traditions, all of these things, they were doing it to import new voters. Let's be honest. They were trying to bring in a completely new voter base. And any Republican, and we all know that not all Republicans are created equally. They come in all shapes, forms, sizes, Chamber of Commerce types, all the way to America First types. Every last Republican, for the sake of self-preservation, should absolutely endorse the idea of deporting every last illegal that has come in over the last 4 years.
Absolutely.
If they want to actually have a two-party system instead of being a single-party state, because that's exactly what Democrats are trying to do.
And the American people want that. There have been multiple polls.
It was one of the main issues.
70% of the American people are comfortable with deportations. Not just, okay, we're going to round up the criminals, go to jails and go to prisons and get the criminals that are not American citizens, but they're comfortable with getting everyone that's not an American citizen and getting them out of the country. And I think that is perfectly reasonable for a population to have that position. There is nothing extreme about a population that says the people that are here must be citizens, and if you came into the country illegally, then we are empowered, or the government should be empowered to physically remove you.
Well, and as I think it was Obama so famously said, elections have consequences.
Absolutely.
Donald Trump won. Donald Trump was not shy about what he intended to do in regards to illegal immigration and deportation. And guess what? First Republican to win the popular vote in 20 years. First Republican to win 311 electoral votes since 1988, I believe. And obviously the first non-successive president since Grover Cleveland.
Yep.
This was a historical election in which it was very bright, clear lines about what each one of the candidates was offering.
People saw what it was. People remember what
And
it
they
was like.
chose him definitively.
Exactly. They remember what it was like when Donald Trump was president from 2017 to 2020. They remember what it was like from when Joe Biden got into office until today, and they specifically made the decision, we don't like what the Democrats have been doing.
Can I say one thing? This is the thing that has troubled me greatly about Republicans. I've been in D.C. for about 25 years now. Republicans don't know what to do with political power. Most of them. The American people give them political power for a reason. Donald Trump is different from every other Republican because he understands I have been given political power. I was voted in on very clear issues. I fully intend to use the political power. And I think he's going to have people around him in departments and agencies, once they're confirmed, that will have the exact same approach. We were elected for a reason to actually affect change and use political power as it should be used.
I agree with you. I think that's the proper, not only is it the proper diagnosis, I think that it's the proper course of action by Donald Trump and the people that he appoints. But just for context, I want to point out that like the small government people are the Republicans. So even if you're unless you're like, well, I mean, even if you're a small government person,
like the
you
new
don't.
people are MAGA.
Well, yeah, and historically, Republicans have been afraid to use, unwilling to use government power because the argument has been, if we do it, then the left will do it. Well, guess what? The left is going to do it either way. So you have to. I used to be very, very libertarian minded, and there's still some parts of my political opinions that are libertarian, but I've moved significantly away from libertarianism because of the fact that just because one side says we don't want to use this power, there is no Mordor to throw the ring into. Right? There's nowhere to get rid of the power.
This is why I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, the slippery slope goes in every single direction. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.